Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
That means that they will take notes as to what we'll be talking about. AI takes all the notes for us. So anything that happens there on the show, they will take notes for me. And they will summarize what we said. And if I want to, I can put closed captions and stuff in the video. But I think YouTube already puts closed captions on it, so I don't want to add something to it. So that's how it goes. As you know, people, if you look at my background there, I'm sitting in my office in downtown Atlanta. And Mr. Harvey is sitting down there in Tampa at his home, inside of his home office.
You living large, Ed. You living large, bro. I'm still in my little makeshift den.
Yeah, you makeshift den. But anyway, people, we're talking about our esteemed leader and stuff. He decided that he wants to federalize D.C. Poor folks over there. He says he's going to get rid of all them homeless people and throw them out. And he's going to stop all the crime that's going on in D.C. So I guess that's his prerogative to do it because D.C. gets their money from the federal government.
Well, Ed, you know, I listen to a lot of radio as well. So it was a discussion on one of the shows today. People are calling show. And a lot of the DC people called in and they are very upset. Very upset. And they want to blame the Democrats. And, you know, because I don't know if they know it or not, is that the Democrats don't have no power. They don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the White House. So why are they blaming the Democrats? The Democrats, the only thing they can do is protest, bring it on the floor, and it don't mean nothing. I mean, that's their prerogative. You know, they can scream and holler, but you think the other side care? They don't care. So the thing is that what the host was trying to do is try to come up with a solution. And according to one of the hosts said that try everything. March, protest, call your senators, call your Congress people. Do everything you can to try to protest. However, that is not going to do any good because we did our part. Black folks did their part. They voted. There was a few 100,000, maybe a few million that didn't vote here. But for the most part, 89 million people didn't vote. So we in the shape that we in because those people didn't vote, and then the other side voted more than the Democrats. At least that's what they say. So we get what we get.
I don't understand why they wanted to blame the Democrats because Trump wants to federalize those troops. What's the problem? I don't understand.
That's what I don't understand. That's all they was doing. The Democrats, they weak. The Democrats, they don't do nothing. The Democrats. So all I know is that the Democrats get stuff done to help people, not to irritate people.
It's kind of crazy, Ted. I don't understand that. I'm still trying to figure out why would somebody blame the Democrats because Trump wants to federalize the troops and stuff there in D.C.
Well, they blame the Democrats on everything because the people that voted. I voted. So what? There wasn't enough people voting. What you should be mad at is those people that didn't vote. That's what you should be mad at. That's exactly who you should be mad at, and those people that voted against your interests.
Well, it seemed to me then that if a polarity of folks who were making those call-ins and stuff were talking about blaming the Democrats and everything, then somebody on the Democratic side and everything probably needs to address that issue. I would think somebody would address that some of the people, unless they got those Republicans and stuff and everything, quacks who were calling in and stuff and everything, and they're using that to blame the Democrats and everything so they can stay in office. Because we're going to have an election coming up in another year or so, in that midterm, and the Republicans are doing everything they can to stay in power, knowing that they have created a big mess out there for us. Big mess. Big mess. Oh, Ted, one other thing here that happened. This meeting here with Putin and Trump in Alaska. I didn't think that this was going to create a big storm at all. I figured everybody would just let their crap go and just let Putin and Trump go up there and play tiddlywinks and stuff like they've been doing and just keep on going. But it looks like it can create a big firestorm here with those European countries over there. And the U.S. representative that Trump sent to the Soviet Union to talk to Putin about this meeting to get the meeting set up, it looked like Witkoff brought back some incorrect information. Anyway, the European Union asked Trump to come on to a conference call and stuff with Germany and the UK and France and a couple of other countries and stuff and everything who were pissed off because Ukraine wasn't allowed to be there at their meeting, and that Ukraine is not going to give up 25% of their country to Russia. And it looked like Putin knew all about it and everything and didn't say a word because he figured that he was going to go there and make a fool out of Trump. So they called Mr. Man on the carpet, called Trump on the carpet about that stuff. You can't make no deal with nobody and everything unless we approve it and Zelensky approves it. And look like right now, President Zelensky from Ukraine said he ain't giving them no land. So I don't know what this meeting gonna look like, but it looks like Trump's gonna go to this meeting and everything and look like a damn fool again. because his UN ambassador and everything says that Trump is the greatest negotiator in the world. He's already negotiated peace agreements with all these countries out there, with India and Pakistan and Uzbekistan and them. They're having disputes and stuff, and they done came to DC and signed a peace agreement and stuff with Trump sitting there looking at him because he's the big negotiator. This is the biggest farce I ever seen in my life, man. This is too much here. I can't. I don't. I'm just sitting there amazed at these people out there and what the hell's going on. So anyway, that's another thing that's getting ready to happen here come Friday. So we'll probably be looking at that big fiasco. And they're still fighting with Epstein and trying to get those Epstein files, and so the Justice Department and FBI and everybody has been successful in not giving the Congress those files. Man. What are we going to do here?
That's all they're still talking about it on the internet. Big time.
Well, from what I'm hearing, a lot of the Democrats and some of the other folks and stuff are trying to keep this Epstein thing in the spotlight and everything, because Trump doesn't. He is very, very upset about it and everything because it's making him look real, real bad. But I guess the reason why they keep it in the spotlight is because a lot of Republicans and stuff are backing it. They said they want to see those files, see what the heck happening. And their thing from seeing the files is not because of Trump. They trying to find out who else was involved in this thing. They trying to pull some of them Democrats in there like Bill Clinton. So that's their thing, but I guess they figured that they can cover up Trump. I don't know. I have no idea how they figure they can do it, but those Epstein files and stuff is huge.
Here's the thing that amazes me is they got literally hundreds of pictures of these people everywhere. You know, all kinds of in positions, hugging each other, shaking hands at different functions. And they didn't have no shame about themselves. None. The stuff that he was doing, or they say he was doing, and her, had no shame, bro. I mean, they was at those functions like they were supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I mean, usually those kinds of people, it's just like a pimp. You know, a pimp. You know,
Epstein was a pimp.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it was a different kind of pimp. You know, they were high society pimps. But, you know, a street pimp, you know, he got to look the part. He got to have the wild outfit, you know, something shiny and green or shiny and silver. They got to have the gold shoes and the different color suits. And the ladies got to be, you know, on point with their, you know, the boobs out and the booty out and high heels, 4 inches, 5 inches. So these kind of pimps were, I don't even want to call it high class because they were
high class pimps. Just saying, they were high class pimps. That's what they were. They're high class pimps, and high class pimps don't spend their money on clothes and all that stuff. They spend their money on yachts and condominiums over there on
because you know pimps, they work on pennies, nickels, and dimes. And these people was working on multi-million, billion-dollar deals.
Absolutely, and doing $1 million deals together. And once they finished their $1 million deals, and Epstein would walk out there and say, "Hey, open the door up and bring all the women in and stuff," and they just have fun.
And then you had several models agencies that was involved in all of this, and using them little girls, you know, because they're young and naive, They're thinking that everything is on the up and up, and hey, come to the party. We're gonna have a party on the yacht. We're gonna have a party at the club. We're gonna have a party at so and so's house. So you can call it high class, but they were really low class. But the thing is what fascinates me, that they went to a lot of formal occasions, events. And with no shame. Had no shame, bro. This is what you call people that has no morals. They have no morals.
Well, they are hoping that they can keep this stuff out of the spotlight, but so far it's been still sitting there. And by him, Trump and stuff, dealing with his Department of Justice and the FBI, and then taking that woman out of prison, I guess she must have threatened them real good and everything, and said, "Y'all better take me to a minimum security, and get me out
She
of this
was
jail.
complaining now. She was on the phone. They showed her on the phone complaining about it.
Get me out of this jail here, or I'm gonna start talking." And it ain't gonna be cute.
Because
But
she was used to high living, bro.
she was, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks out there are very, very afraid of what girlfriend has to say. And wherever she had to say, she got her point across, and they moved her out of their prison. And the only reason why she's still in prison is because the federal judge and stuff and everything in that district that they went to actually have her released and everything said he ain't gonna release her. Other than that, she be out of jail. She be walking the street right now. Not, and Trump wouldn't even have to pardon her because the Department of Justice says she done served enough time.
Well, he gonna pardon her anyway, bro.
Well, he doesn't want to do that yet. That'll bring another firestorm up. That if he pardon her, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to quietly get her to shut up and to get her out of the spotlight as soon as he can. So I'm pretty sure he probably told her, and well, not him, but Department of Justice and the FBI probably already told her and stuff and everything that he's watching this thing and everything, but he can't open his mouth because of what's going on. But I'm pretty sure that girlfriend, if she wants to, she can force him to give her a pardon, because she can say, "Well, I'm gonna tell everything anyway." But I don't think that she wants to follow the same path as her boyfriend, and they murder her right there in prison. Well, Ted, Trump has gotten to the point now to where if you give him bad news, you're going to be fired. So his secretary of the budget, Carberry, well, not the Carberry, but the secretary that dealt with the news about the jobs and stuff, and that we're getting ready to go into a recession, he fired him. So you heard of Paul Krugman, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay. He came out and said the same thing that the man who got fired. So last night on his social circle website, he said he's going to sue the New York Times because Paul Krugman doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Now, guess what the problem and stuff is? Paul Krugman retired from the New York Times last year. He don't even work for the New York Times anymore. But he said he's going to sue the New York Times because what Krugman had to say. He
didn't like. Do his research, do it.
He no. I told you, don't know what the hell he's doing. He said, "I'm a sewer." And everybody sitting down there and looked at it this morning, and they started laughing. And Paul sat there laughing too. He saw he worked for him, And I'm pretty sure the New York Times probably called him up and said, "Hey, man, how you gonna sue us for something? Because this man's a private citizen. He don't work for us no more. He retired. This
Yeah,
man
he's
is
a
out of
Nobel.
here."
He has a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right. He got a Nobel Peace Prize for his for the economics.
Well, talking about the economy, let me just run this by you. Two things. Two things. First of all, here's some spotlights for you. 113,000 Americans at risk for fraud after hackers hit healthcare firm. Largest ever Bitcoin hack uncovered. Thieves get away with $14 billion worth of BTC. New York man defrauds the IRS with stolen 810,000 tax refund check. U.S. government scammed out of $13 billion by fake millionaire who filed a fraudulent PPP loan. 13 million. That's what's going on, bro. People stealing money left and right in the millions and billions. And they're sitting around here trying to arrest a former president and his cabinet members, while people are just stealing left and right, bro.
Well, we're in the latter part of this PPP stuff and everything, and they have some
They ain't
companies
touched the surface on that.
They have several companies out there, scammers, who are calling up different entities out there who have they feel that have workers and stuff with them, and they're asking them to go ahead and follow through with their PPP loan that they can give them $45,000 and stuff. All they got to do is let them file information for them so they can get them a check. And the reason why I know about this because I've been called by at least 30 different people and stuff asking me if I got my PPP money.
Man, I get emails all the time on that mess.
Hey man, they get me big time, man. You got some and then the only thing that's stopping me now from getting that money is that I don't have my information into the federal government. I never filed anything for the federal government at all. So they're not taking any new applicants and stuff. They're trying to get the people and everything who's already filed, and they're sitting there waiting on their money. So they're supposed to be helping these people to complete the application so they can get that PPP money.
Oh, that's a lot of money out there. The government got all kind of money stashed away that's supposed to go out to different people. A lot of that money didn't even go out. Another thing too, as far as the stock market, there's consistently been pretty much, staying right at the same point. It goes up, it goes down a little bit. But a lot of people might not notice, and I'm sure a lot of people know this, that most of these companies, in order to keep their stock at a high level, and with each quarter, when their sales go up and they did 20 billion or 10 billion or whatever, they take half of that money and they buy them stocks back. Stocks back, they call it stocks buyback. And so therefore, that makes their stocks go up. And so therefore, they look like they're a stable company, which basically most of them are, because they pay their bills, their sales were up, because the fact is they're overpricing in every damn thing. So that's the reason why they sales are up. If you look at the quality of the stuff, they're not getting more sales. They just up their price 10, 15, 20%. So now, because their sales are up and they made a nice little profit, they're buying the stocks back. So therefore, that makes their stock look attractive so that people can buy more shares. And they tell us that over $1 trillion will be put back in the Fortune 500 because of the stock buybacks. Over $1 trillion. Okay? This is a game, bro.
Hey, you got to be able to play the game, Ted. You got to be able to play the game. You have to be able to play the game. Got a question for you. You said that how much BTC crypto was stolen?
How much what?
BTC crypto was stolen.
According to here, wait a minute, I just lost it.
Yeah.
It looked like it was 14 billion.
Oh, 14 billion. Okay, because I got 13.
It might have been 13.
And this is the BTC coins.
Yeah.
Did they say where it came from, or which company?
I just clicked it off.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. Here it is. I got 14.5.
14.5 billion was stolen.
Yep. It was hacked.
And then they say who
They said it got away with it too.
Did they say who they got it from?
BTC.
That's the coin.
Yeah.
That's the coin. I'm just saying who they got it from. What company?
Oh, they don't. Hold on just a minute. I didn't even turn on the article here.
Yeah, the BTC is the coin itself, but there's a lot of people out there who buy and sell BTC. Coinbase, man, they got thousands of companies out there now who are into cryptocurrency.
It says here that it appears to have targeted Chinese mining firm Lebanon in 2020, while the firm has never publicly acknowledged the hack. Arcam on-chain analysts suggest that 426 BTCs were stolen from Lebanon in December 2020, which was worth 3.5 billion at the time, and now worth about 14.5 billion.
Yeah, because the coins have gone up. BTC done shot it way up, man. They up to $117,000 a coin.
What else you got? I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
Well, it's going to be a little bit involved, but not too much. Here's the thing here. You remember when we was coming up, I'm a child of the 50s. I was born in 49. And we was coming up, even in Chicago, we had coal for heat. That's what we used, coal. And for our cooking, we had gas. And the coal man used to come by our apartment, our complex that we lived in, and drop a slew full of coal. And it was my job to put it in the wheelbarrow, take it down to the basement, and put all that coal in there because the furnace was in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you live in those big apartment complexes, because we had, my man owned a 3-story at the time, and we had to get up early in the morning, put coal in the furnace before the little kids woke up, making sure the house was nice and warm. And at night, we had to put it in and make sure everybody stayed warm. Now, during that time, we weren't aware of this, but he was well known. You ever heard of asbestos?
Yep.
You ever heard of lead pipes?
Yep.
That's what we had to live through.
Correct.
And a lot of us got very, very sick. I was one of them because I was breathing in that cold because I had to shovel that shit in the furnace. And then the lead pipes come through there. We was drinking the water. And then all that asbestos was all in the wall. And then when we painted, we had to deal with lead paint.
Mm-hmm.
That was all the challenges that we had to go through when we were coming up in the 50s and early 60s, before they started converting over to central air and air conditioning. We didn't have air conditioning. The only air conditioning you got was one of those things you might have seen on TV that hung out the window, if you could afford one. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. When they started cleaning up this stuff and making things a lot better for people to live in their homes and their apartments, central air, better heating system, didn't have to deal with coal and all that stuff. And so the thing is that we just had to just constantly just deal with it. But now this is what's going on here. There's a thing called metroplastics. Now there's a lot of problems that we have, because now, because of the oil situation, a lot of people getting cancer and all kinds of things that's happening. But this metroplastic is a serious, serious thing. Plastic is everywhere. I seen a report on this, and they said that they have found out these little plastics, any little plastics gets into your system, your bloodstream, all of that. It gets into your brain, the plastic bags you have, the plastic this and that, whatever that's plastic, even your toothbrush is made out of plastic. And it causes all kinds of things. One of the things that it does, it causes, it affects your brain, your heart, it causes blood clots. So they even said that polyester affects you the same way. These clothes that they make out of polyester, they've been doing that for years now. They stopped making a lot of clothes out of wool, real wool and silk. They use a lot of polyester. Then you wonder why people are getting sick now. Even though they cleared up the apartment complexes and homes, you got good, clean, fairly good, clean air. You don't have to worry about cold, breathing in that soot. But now we got to worry about things that we wear, things that we use, the things that we drink out of. They say, don't ever drink out of bottled water, because that water be sitting up there in that plastic, and that plastic gets into the water, and all you're doing is drinking. This is the challenge that we have now with our kids and grandkids. We had our challenges, now this is their challenge. It ain't just the air and the water we drink. Now it's what we wear, things that we use that is affecting people. And it's affecting their brain. The little particles goes up into your brain. and it causes all kind of problems. And I was wondering, I said, why are we having so many blood clots? All these athletes getting blood clots. That's the why. We didn't have those blood clots years ago because of all this plastic getting into our system. I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, it's nothing positive, but at least it's informative.
Well, we have truly a health disaster and stuff here that has engulfed our country. And there has probably been so many things and stuff that has affected it. Because as you know, Ted, you talk about this plastic and stuff and everything. They've been knowing about plastic for a long time. And you can't, and when they are dumping plastic and stuff into these landfills, that plastic and stuff does not deteriorate. It takes them at least 30 to 40 years for plastic to deteriorate, but they're still dumping this plastic and stuff into our ground. And then they're taking these landfills and they're covering them up. But if you notice and stuff and everything, that a lot of our communities and stuff and everything, if you go back into the history and stuff of these communities, they were built on the top of these landfills. They were also, we have these our properties and stuff in the urban areas and some of the places where the folks are moving out into the near urban areas and stuff where these companies and stuff have taken these chemicals, these toxic chemicals and stuff, and they have dump sites. And all they have done is cover the daggone dump sites up, and they build homes on top of that, and they sell these homes to low-income people. In Louisiana, where our Speaker of the House and stuff is at, they have all of these chemical plants, petrochemical plants and stuff and everything, all along a stretch of land and stuff there from New Orleans all the way up to past Baton Rouge. And that area is named Cancer Alley. And most of the people and stuff who live on that land and stuff, they call Cancer Alley, is low-income people, black folks. And it has been called Cancer Alley and stuff because there are thousands of people and everything who have died from all different forms of cancer and stuff and everything because the chemical plants, petrochemical plants, oil refineries and stuff have dumped their toxic fuel. They put their wastewater and stuff out there and they contaminated all the groundwater and stuff all around. So we have a huge problem. But right now and stuff and everything, Ted, people are looking at this tariff thing that is happening, and these farmers and stuff and everything are being affected by this tariff. Well, a lot of these countries and stuff now and everything understand that these farmers and stuff, our farmers and stuff, have been putting chemicals and stuff in the ground to kill the weeds and everything, and so they can plant their crops and everything. So our farmers have been doing this for such a long period of time that it became commonplace for them to do it. Well, some of the folks out there now who are buying our grain do not want our grain because we can't tell them what chemicals and stuff have been put on the ground or have been sprayed, and our crops have been sprayed with these chemicals and stuff and everything, and they're trying to sell the grain to China, uh, a lot of other countries, Canada and stuff like that, who are buying the grain. They say, hey, you can't track this stuff. You can't tell us where this stuff came from. You can't tell us if there was any chemicals sprayed on it. We do not want your grain, along with the fact and everything that they do have a tariff and stuff on it. But and with Donald Trump being there in the White House, he has gotten rid of all of his research people. He's gotten rid of all the folks and stuff and everything that's supposed to be out there to help these farmers and stuff and everything to be able to clean up whatever they're doing. So the farmers are sitting out there, they're losing their farms. And even if they cut the tariff and everything down, these folks that they're exporting our grain and everything and stuff to do not want our grain. They're turning huge containers and stuff around. Whose container ship all of our grain? They're turning it around because the countries and stuff are asking, where is this stuff coming from? It's coming from the United States. That's all you can tell us. When did you plant this stuff? What chemical did you put on this when you planted it, and what kind of chemicals it was? And they cannot tell them. We got a big problem, a huge problem. And I do not blame them, because a lot of these chemicals, Ted, that they're putting on these on the ground there and everything is dangerous. That stuff that they're sitting out there with these planes and they're flying down and spraying their crops with pesticide and all this other stuff and everything, and tetricide to kill all the weeds and everything around it and not kill the plants and everything. That stuff is dangerous. And the people outside this country and stuff said, we don't want to eat that stuff. You can't tell us where it came from, what you put on it. So we have a big problem. And the guy that's sitting there in that White House and everything, he's not smart enough to solve it. And if we're looking for our government to help us out, we're in big trouble. Poor farmers, they have no idea what the heck is going on because nobody is telling them what the heck's happening.
What was Trump's big motto? You're fired.
Well, yeah, but he in the effort and stuff that he has to give all these billionaires and stuff tax breaks and everything, he sold our soul down the water pipe. And even though we are being strapped with this huge debt and stuff that we have, we still have other problems that he has created because of the policies and stuff that he has decided that he wanted to do.
Well, he just attacked the
wrong. His only thing was the tax breaks. That's it.
He attacked the wrong agencies. That's all. If he wanted to save money, he should have went straight to the DOD.
He didn't attack everybody.
He should have went straight to the DOD. He added billions of dollars to the DOD, bro. And he's blowing $150 billion to have a police state. This is what he did. This is what he did to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. A reduction of 3,500 employees. How you gonna have investigators and people to tell people what to do and what's going on when you didn't fire 3,500 employees?
Right, because he want to save money. That's the
20% of the workforce. This is what this numbskull have done. Because most of us was feeling pretty safe, before he got in office, because we knew that at least we had pretty much things were going to norms. You had the CDC, the FDA, you had all of these different, the EPA, all of these people was trying to make things better so that it can be a livable condition where you won't be eating rotten food and all that kind of stuff.
And for disasters and stuff and everything, he took FEMA's money. And where is FEMA money going to?
And look what all this stuff is happening to these people.
Right. They got FEMA sitting out there who was there when disasters happened, but he took that money out of FEMA and everything and used it to build these concentration camps. All the money, they asking FEMA where the money at. They can't tell them because Trump took the money to build these concentration camps until that big, beautiful bill came into effect next month. So he needed their money, so he said, hey, give it to me. Yeah,
And the
this stuff,
politicians, it says as long as they're getting paid,
they don't care.
they don't even care.
And it pisses me off, Ted, that he has even took money from our institutions, our university. He's asked the University of UCLA to pay them back $1 billion so they can get funding and stuff from the federal government. They're not going to get any funds from the federal government until they pay them $1 billion. He's attacking these universities, the places and stuff and everything where we train people and stuff to come out and to take care of this country, to do our research and development. What I don't understand. Why would you do this to the universities? These are places of higher learning. You're gonna tell them you aren't going to give them money to do their research and development. He's stabbing this country. Not only the billionaires, they're gonna be feeling the effects of it too in the back. And he's got these politicians, just like you said, who are sitting there, and every time they go back to their constituents in these daggone red states and stuff, they are not telling these folks what the hell is going on. And anytime they have a meeting with the people out there, they are absolutely pissed at what the heck they have done to them. Everywhere. When you see Bernie Sanders going into the heart of conservative country, West Virginia, you can't get no more conservative than West Virginia. And he has filled up the room with conservative West Virginians who are pissed off at their representatives. That is unheard of. So getting back to these folks and stuff who are talking about these Democrats ain't doing nothing. They got some Democrats, Ted, that's out there doing something. They out there doing what they can and stuff with whatever tool that they have available to them. They got people out there fighting. It's just that they don't see everybody out there doing it. Because I don't see Hakeem no more. He got up on there and gave his speech and everything, and I haven't heard from that rascal no more. You can't get out there, open your mouth and say something, and then stop. Anyway, final word, Mr. Harvey.
Well, here's the thing, Ed. I'm going to say this again. We had almost 90 million people that didn't vote. You get what you don't vote for. Whether you voted for the other person or you didn't vote at all. And now...
So you're saying that they are not taking responsibility for their action?
No, because you are a citizen of this country. It is your duty to participate in democracy, in a democratic form of government. And if you don't do that, shame on you. Now the whole country is hurting because of it.
Big time.
And then don't put the right people. You got to put the right people in office. You can't just put these knuckleheads, all they want to do is pick up a check. There's a lot of people in the House and in the Senate that work very, very hard. But there's a lot of them that just sit around and just pick up a check.
And vote wherever Trump tells them to vote.
Or they vote for wherever the other party tells them to vote for. I'm just saying, this right here has got to end. You're going to run for office for the money. You run the office because you want to make a difference. And you have the skill and the ability to do it. The reason why I didn't run for office is because I don't have the skill or ability. And I don't have the patience. There's a whole lot of smart people out there that know how to run this country and put it in shape. But you got to put the right people in there, and you can't be dogging every little mistake they make or whatever they say that you don't like. Oh, he's Uncle Tom, or he's this, or he's that, or he's too left, or she's too left, or or she's a sellout.
Question. All this stuff is going on. Where should we start at?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I would start at. You got Reverend Barber. He claims that there's over 140 million people that are living on the border of poverty, and most are living in poverty. This is what he claims. He has a following of roughly about 40 million people that's strong, that's running with him. Might be a little less, I don't know, or more. But the bottom line is, I would be getting with those people. Those are the ones that, maybe with him, they might have voted. I don't know. But the point is that that's the group you want. You want those people that are being left behind, that didn't get a college degree or didn't get a trade, that only finished high school or didn't finish high school. You want to train these people up. You want to help these people.
And what does he want them to do?
Who?
Those 40 million people. What do you
No,
tell
I
them that
said
you
this.
want them to do?
You asked me what
Right.
should we should do. I'm telling you, this is what this is what these politicians should do. Get with Reverend Barber, and then get into these rallies, and start getting
I didn't hear you
taking
say.
names.
I didn't hear that politician name. Okay, go ahead.
Get these politicians involved with these people, because these are the people you're trying to help. The ones that don't have insurance, the ones that's getting cheated on their wages, the ones that living from week to week. Those are the people you're trying to help. And you keep saying that. That's what I hear all the time. We're trying to help the poor. We're trying to help the homeless. We're trying to help this. We're trying to do that. Well, hey, are you too good to hang with these people, to talk to them, to organize these people, to set up meetings with these people and tell them to get out and tell your friends? That's what you do. It ain't that hard, bro. He already got the group. He already got the people. Every Monday they have a meeting. They have a march, and he's doing the best he can with what he got. But these politicians, man, don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to get their feet all muddy. You can talk all that, yeah, y'all making policy, that's good. Those policies are good that you're trying to do.
Well, politicians, you heard it from Ted Harvey. Get your hands dirty.
Get them feet muddy.
Get your hands dirty.
You say you love the people.
And get down there into the soil.
Get them feet muddy, bro.
Yeah, get your hands dirty. Take that suit off and that tie off and get your hands dirty. Put your hands in that dirt.
Talk to those people, those working class people.
Yeah, and stand up and walk them streets. Let folks know who you are and what you are about. Maybe that's what those people who are calling in to that call-in center there in D.C. and stuff were looking for. They're looking for them politicians there, and they blame the Democrats because they're not out there getting their hands dirty. They need to see them. You got to show your face. Get out there and get your hands dirty. So anyway, people, we are just about at the end of our show here. and hopefully you enjoy it. And pretty soon and stuff, you're gonna see something going across the line down there. It's gonna scroll across there for donations and stuff to the Ted and Ed show. Soon.
And subscribe. You know a lot of y'all listening, and y'all listen for a few minutes and then click us off. Don't even put, you might not like us, but just press the like button, please.
Absolutely. That's what we need. Press that like button. Because
and
I
subscribe.
said, there's a
Because
whole
right
lot
now
of,
it's free. Pretty soon it ain't gonna be free.
Yeah, because I see my boy Ben Masalas or whatever his name is now. He got 5.25 million people who follow him all around the world, and he got a thing now and stuff now where if you ain't a member, you can't see some of his live show. So they're pulling in the money now, but and girlfriend Ted Simone and stuff, she can forget it. We ain't giving up and letting her have.
We've been on longer than she's been on air. So
hell yeah, her and Richard Steele. Anyway, people, Mr. Harvey and I will see you guys and stuff tomorrow. Bye bye.